We must enhance non-compliance protocols, sanctioned not only at IAEA formal sessions, but through intersessional contact.
We must enhance non-compliance protocols, sanctioned not only at EIEIO formal sessions, but through intersexual conduct.
Nailed it.
Nailed it refers to achieving something in a very precise manner. It could be a particular goal, or it could be taking a test of some type, or it could also be making a comment of some type that describes something precisely. So if someone describes an event in a very clever way, someone else might say, "You nailed it. That's exactly what happened."
Yeah.
Or if someone's taking a test and they get a high score, they might say, "I nailed it. I got 100% on the test."
And it comes from someone. You can also say right on the nail, right? And nails would be these metal fasteners that you use to attach one piece of wood to another.
That's also correct. You can say you hit the nail right on the head. It means almost exactly the same thing. Or people might say you hit the nail right on the head, which oftentimes means almost the same thing. I asked my friend how he did on the test, and he told me that he nailed it. There's a new comedian on Saturday Night Live, and he does a great John Boner. I watched it last Saturday, and he nailed it. He got it perfect.
For 8 years as vice president, Dick has ridden shotgun. That's probably not the best analogy, but he is a dear friend, and he's been the greatest straight man in the history of the world.
Ride shotgun refers to riding in the passenger seat of a vehicle and helping out the driver in various ways, like maybe reading maps or whatever might be the case. It comes from the old idea of someone riding a wagon with something valuable in the back, and then having someone sitting next to them with a shotgun in case anybody came along and tried to rob the wagon of gold or money or whatever was in the wagon. Today, it can literally refer to someone guarding the driver of an armored car, where typically they will still have a driver and they will have a second person riding shotgun.
What can mean just taking a seat next to the driver, right?
Today, it usually just refers to whoever is sitting in the passenger seat. And oftentimes, it typically refers to the person who usually rides in the passenger seat. For example, if you have a family, the spouse will typically ride shotgun. The kids will usually ride in the back. That's very common. Or if you have a group of friends where one person usually drives, more often than not, that person's best friend will ride shotgun, and again, the other people will ride in the back. Since my legs are so long, when I go driving with friends, I usually ride shotgun. Back in the days of drinking and driving as a sport instead of a crime, whoever was riding shotgun was responsible for giving beers to the driver. I went on a road trip a few years ago with a friend of mine, and we drove all the way across the country, and we took turns driving and riding shotgun, and then sometimes sleeping in the back of the car.
I agree with the press that Dick was a little late reporting that hunting episode down in Texas. In fact, I didn't know a thing about it till I saw him on America's Most Wanted.
Cheney, what a goofball. Shot the only trial lawyer in the country who's for me.
A goofball is a silly person, somebody that's acting in a very comical way, and it has two parts. The goof, acting goofy, just means to act silly, but together a goofball originally referred to a barbiturate, where if somebody took the barbiturate, they would start acting silly and goofy and sort of tired at the same time. So the term goofball as a person meant someone under the effects of a goofball.
And it's not as bad as if you call someone an idiot, for example.
It's not as bad. It can be sort of a mild compliment in a way. You could have a friend that's very funny, they're very entertaining, and you can say, boy, he is so funny, what a goofball. And in this way, it's a mild compliment, but there's still a certain derogatory meaning behind it too, I think, in my opinion.
And also there's an adjective, goofy, right?
A goofy person, yes, that's almost always a negative. If you wanted to say it as a positive, you would say they were funny.
And there is an animated character, Goofy. And why? There's a reason why they call him Goofy?
Well, that's because he acts goofy. And he also sort of makes a sound. It's sort of like a laugh. Sort of like, goof, goof, goof. So even the word goofy sort of sounds like a laugh, which is referred to as a guffaw. It's sort of a loud laughter. My nephew likes to play goofball pranks on his parents. The other day, he set all the clocks 20 minutes later. So when his parents woke up, they thought they woke up late. Until they checked their cell phones and found out that it was the kid playing goofball pranks on them.
That's all for today. Tom Taylor is an ESL tutor. He teaches English in the United States and outside, all over the world using Skype. He can be reached at his website, which is
ESL-fullsteamahead.com.
Click on this link and check out his website and email with questions. Thank you, Tom, and I'll talk to you next time.
Thank you.